the Rams.
Adelaide to bring it out from their own line. And met by some very willing Auckland defence. And pushed back a couple of metres. Kieran Walters just goes from dubbing half to pick up Darren Doherty. 25 metres out from his own line.
As now the Adelaide Rams make their way out onto Marathon Stadium for the first time.
Hello and welcome to our latest episode of the Rampage League podcast. And introducing Simon. How are you, Simon?
I'm good, Darren. Thanks for having me back again.
You're welcome. Now, you've brought your lovely other half tonight. Would you like to introduce your lovely other half?
So my wife is joining us for tonight. Shay, welcome, Shay.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. Also, we've got later in the podcast, we've got Hold the Ball coming. He's another podcaster from Adelaide. He's going to give us his tips and the reviews for the last round. So it should be interesting because he's very good at his podcast. Make sure if you don't have to listen to his Hold the Ball podcast, check him out on Instagram. Great guy. So going on, we had the grand final for NRL SA on the weekend in Elizabeth, the Warriors versus Brothers. Darren?
It was Warriors came out victors, taking the chocolates 32-10 over Brothers Turua. Brothers Turua getting 2 tries by Gary Pipi-O, and there was a plethora of try makers for the Warriors. Tyrone Thompson, Cohen Rincon-Peters, John Moko. He got 2 tries, and Owen Porter and John Moko with 4 out of 6 conversions, and the only conversion for Brothers Turua was by Walter Ahuata.
Yeah, the Warriors scoring 6 tries, so they had a big win really in a grand final. You kind of expect the grand final to be a bit tighter. I didn't end up going to this game; it was a bit too cold, but it's good to see the Warriors. I think they've kind of dominated for a while now. I've seen a lot of people on Facebook changed their profile picture to the Warriors logo, so that was good to see. But good to see the Warriors have a win. Hopefully next year a tighter competition. But well done Warriors.
Yes, big congratulations to the Warriors. Do we want to go on and talk about the coaching roundabout at the Tigers?
The Tigers, yeah. So you want to start that off, Darren, and we'll kind of chime in with our 2 cents.
Well, of course, the coach was Mike Sheens, but he's now being will be replaced by his apprentice. Benji Marshall will be stepping into the coaching chair as of next season.
The club announcing that Tim Sheens is leaving early. Benji will take over as head coach next year. Give us a situation. Was he pushed or did Tim Sheens walk away?
He jumped, I think. I think he was about to get pushed, and I think he knows that he was about to get pushed. And he tried to get his management involved to move into a different role, move back into the general manager's role, which he had previously. But the club, they weren't interested. The club, for some time, have been hearing that. And I don't want to be disrespectful to Tim Sheens, but things haven't been great, and there have been concerns raised by player agents around the development of their players and the coaching that they were getting. And they didn't want Tim Sheens involved in the club. And they didn't want it to seem like they were... Well, if this went 3 more weeks, I'm telling you now, Tim Sheens would have been pushed. But the management of Tim Sheens came to them and said to them, we want to renegotiate, we want to restructure his position at the club and move him back into that head of football. And the Tigers didn't want a bar of it. They just thought it was an opportunity then to cut ties with Tim Sheens and move on. He was going to get pushed.
Interesting timing, though. 2 weeks to go. Would you not just wait?
Oh, who would know with the West Tigers?
They were going to wait.
But to be honest, everyone's got amnesia when it comes to West Tigers. Tim Sheens, 5 minutes ago, was going to be the saviour of the club. That's why they got him back. And the way that they've slowly drawn his power away in the last 2 years to basically where he had to go. It was untenable for him, basically.
Really, the last 6 months.
But what they've done to him, if I'm Benji Marshall, I would not be thinking I can get through next season with any confidence at all, given the way the West Tigers like to pull the trigger on not just... We're not just talking about coaches. We're talking about their favourite sons. They're just trashing their own brand and their own legends.
Sort of glass half full. They did win yesterday, which was great, and that's sort of a nice start, I suppose, for Benji. So let's look at it as that. And he's come out and said he's got lots of support from a lot of experienced coaches. So let's get in behind Benji now, and I'm sure the fans will.
But you think he's been coaching all year so far?
Yes, I do. I obviously watch a lot of the games, and they kind of cut to his where he's
Coach's box.
Coach's box. That's the one I was trying to work out. And he's got the headset on at the front with Robbie Farah, and kind of Tim Sheen seems to be just up the back, having a coffee. Is it just the front? Has Marshall been coaching all year, and Tim Sheens is just, I guess he's still guiding him and teaching him, but has he actually been coaching? I don't think he has been. I think Benji's been coaching all year, and obviously getting tips from Tim Sheens. What do you reckon, Shay?
I agree, but I also didn't they sack Sheens? Didn't they? Did he quit or didn't he?
I'm pretty sure
they got rid of him. I'm sure they've got rid of him.
He's still there this year, but next year he's gone.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of they've given Tim Sheens the front so he can do all the press conferences and all the media, and Benji can concentrate on the team. So I think Benji's been coaching all year. So just every time I see the coach's box, I don't see him yelling or screaming or trying to get interchanges on. It's Benji doing everything. Maybe he's got more hands-on at training, and Benji does more game day stuff.
No.
I hope that they've got. I think it was Josh Morris got signed. Was that?
Yes,
yeah.
he's assistant coach now for next year.
Benji needs someone to help him. He can't just start. He hasn't done any apprenticeship really besides this year.
Yeah,
and that's gone terrible.
Yeah,
I think John Morris will be good for him.
He's got experience.
Yeah, so that will help them out having him there.
Yeah,
Benji's obviously a great player, but being a great player doesn't make you a great coach. So
no,
be interesting to see. Next year the Tigers have to improve. If they just say hypothetically they go last again. Is Benji going to quit, go back to Fox Sports? He's starting to go grey too.
They need to get rid of that Pascoe, whatever his name is.
Yeah, that's
that whole place is a mess.
I feel sorry for Tigers fans.
Yeah, me too.
I know a few Tigers fans, and it's a good club. They've got good players.
Yeah.
Up at Coruscant. But I think they just need a complete
makeover,
clean out of all of their coaching staff and starting in. Yeah, so.
But I saw that Pascoe, they had a meeting or something with him. I saw on Facebook. They had a meeting, and then he's still got the full support of the board. Well, how would you when your team is going so crap? I don't get it.
Usually when they full support, that means he's on his way out. So.
Yeah, but they've said that so many times, and he's still there.
He's still there.
Stupid.
Well, we'll see how they go this week when they play the Tigers, but hopefully, they just need to change their attack and defence. Maybe next year with John Morris coming in.
In a press conference that Marshall did, he admitted his shock at becoming coach a year before the initial plan, but says it is a challenge he's looking forward to. What can we read anything into why it's been brought forward a year?
I'm guessing, Tim Sheens he's had enough. Maybe with Pascal.
He's been around a long time too.
He's probably had enough of losing. He doesn't need to prove anything. He's won premierships.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out. Benji, you're up.
Yeah.
Teach him flick passes, and that's all you got, mate. No sidestep. So, interesting to see how they go with the coaching change next year.
Yeah. And they got no Luke Brooks.
Who'd
they replace him with?
Hayden Caesar.
Oh, that's right. And he's really old.
And he's injured. Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
I don't know why they'd assign Hayden Caesar. Luke Brooks, as much as he gets so much shit from Tigers fans and from the media, but without them, without him, they're nothing.
Yeah.
They're nothing. And then when he plays good, all of a sudden they love him again.
Yep.
I think it's good that he's left though.
And they bought him a barbecue.
Oh, did you see that, Darren?
Yes.
He's been with them 1,000 years, and they give him a barbecue for a going away present.
I wouldn't mind a barbecue, but you probably
come on, he's worth more than that.
That's probably what they showed you, and then at the back's a truck full of money.
So it's gone from a gold watch to a barbecue.
Yeah.
No gas included either, so that's a bit stingy. I guess.
Thanks for your 20 years loyalty.
End of season, Mad Monday. Luke Brooks is cooking a barbecue at the Fly Cut Oval.
Apparently, it was only worth $900.
I hope they kept the receipt.
Definitely. We'll go to a break here on the Rampage League podcast. We'll be right back.
You're gearing up for the action, and the feeling's still the same. You've got butterflies in the stomach, but your mind is on the game. You play this game of rugby league, some folks would think you're nuts, but it takes a lot of skill and just plain old-fashioned guts. So whether you play a Telstra, Suncorp or the Bush, well, you still gotta run, still gotta tackle, and the scrums have got the same push. You give us some and you give some more, and you really give your all. Playing rugby league football, it's the greatest game of all. Oh, there's nothing like the spectacle of a big match in full roar, with the forwards charging, backs are stepping, running in full bore. When you play NRL today, you better got the same push. You give it some and you give some more, and you really give your all. Playing rugby league football, it's the greatest game of all.
He's a footballing genius. He's in the in-goal area. Can he get it down? Video referee decision, and it's a try. Right boot strikes it, guides it towards the uprights, and it's there. Straight between the uprights it is. What a magnificent rugby league try. Oh, make no mistake, they are white hot. This will be a try. 85 metres, the most remarkable try. Try, try, try.
So whether you play in Telstra, Suncorp or the Bush, well, you still gotta run, still gotta tackle, and the scrums have got the same push. You give it some and you give some more, and you really give your all. Playing rugby league football, it's the greatest game of all. So whether you play in Telstra, Suncorp or the Bush, well, you still gotta run, still gotta tackle, and the scrums have got the same push. You give us some and you give some more, and you really give your all. Playing rugby league football, it's the greatest game of all. Playing rugby league football, it's the greatest game of all. Playing rugby league football, it's the greatest game of all.
And we're back here on the Rampage League podcast. Simon, Shay and Darren. The track we just played by Danny McMaster, Rugby League, a song from 2010. If you like that song, you can check it out on YouTube. And we're going to just have a quick conversation about the direction of the Jumbuck Army. We hope all our listeners are members of the Jumbuck Army. If not, just do a Facebook search for the Jumbuck Army and answer 3 simple questions, and we'd love to have you as a member. Just wanted to have a quick conversation with quite a few members now, and the whole aim, well, maybe if I pass over to you, Simon, as you're one of the founding members of the Jumbuck Army. We'll just talk about the background and the whole goal.
So we've currently got 565 members of the Jumbuck Army. I said last podcast, I started this with Aiden last year. It started off quiet, then we started with our petition, getting numbers, got our petition. It's in there on the Jumbuck Army. If you jump on and you join, you can get the link. We have 484 signatures for the petition. So it's getting there slowly. Every day I check, and there's another one joined. So thank you everyone who's signed the petition. So the thing is, the Jumbuck Army, obviously, it's a Facebook page, so we share pictures of old Rams merchandise. There's old games they put up. People talk about South Australian Rugby League. Then we talk about not just South Australian Rugby, we talk about NRL, we talk about the current teams. But the purpose of the Jumbuck Army is to hopefully one day get a team in Adelaide. We talk about every podcast. But that's the thing is, the more people join, the more people spread the news about South Australian Rugby League. And that's what we kind of want. So, Darren, you want to talk about having some activities and an association for the Jumbuck Army, correct?
Well, I know it's yours and Aiden's group, and I don't want to take over, but I think we've come to a point where we should look at maybe formalising the group, which would allow us to do fundraising, and that would then allow us to be able to promote what we want, a team in the NRL, from other avenues that may cost us a little bit of money. And we also would like to put on activities so we can get to know our members, and we can start to feel like a group and that we're coming together. So I guess we're just looking for interest from our listeners and from their current members who would like to, whether they think this is a good idea, whether we become an incorporated association, and what people would like to do is put on activities if anyone's interested.
It would be good to get all the guys. I think obviously a few Jumbuck Army guys won't be in Adelaide. There'll be people from all over Australia, but the people in Adelaide or in South Australia, we can organise a game of touch, have a barbecue, get a photo for the of all the guys together. How do you have a bit of a kick at the footy, like whatever, and just have a chat. And it'd be funny to hear the stories from guys who went to the first game or were members of the Adelaide Rams in '97. So I'm guessing there's a lot of people out there who missed the Rams and want them back. And it'd be just interesting to see, because I wasn't here in Adelaide in '97. Either you, Darren? No, you weren't here?
I was here. Yes.
Okay, sorry,
yes.
You were here. Jay wasn't here.
I wasn't here.
Just to see the stories of how it was back in '97, and a game of touch footy would be good. I'd probably break something. I'd do my knee or something. Anyway,
Maybe you can just watch.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't watch. I'd be might just jump on and just have a couple of tackles and run away. But yeah, it'd be good to see if we if the guys are interested, if we even if it's not a game of footy, just to catch up, have a barbecue
Or a beer.
Oh, you would like a beer, wouldn't you? a beer, yeah. Just to have some stories about the Rams and see if anyone's interested in maybe sponsoring the podcast or like merch we can do. Like they've obviously got Dead Set Stitch Ups has the Bring Back the Ram shirts. If anyone wanted more merch, we can do that. Rampage League podcast, there'll be shirts coming shortly, so they'll be on sale within the month. I'll chuck that on the Jumbuck Army page and the Rampage. Shay's looking at me like shaking your head. Why are you buying this? I've got to get me Rampage shirt. I'll get you one, Darren. Don't worry about that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So do you have anything else to add about the Jumbuck Army?
Well, another idea I had is probably from more of our adult members is the handlebar tour around Adelaide.
I've seen that. Is that when you pedal?
Yes,
and you have drinks?
Drinks and pedal
seen
around
that.
Adelaide.
Yes.
In your Rams merch, have to be sure.
Oh, absolutely.
We could decorate it with the Rams colours too. Streamers, balloons.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting. Sorry.
There you go. She's excited. what song would you play? Like, is there a Rams song we could
Chris Stapleton has a song called Ram. So
play that loud?
Yep, definitely.
I like a song by Judas Priest called Ram It Down.
Yeah.
That's I play that on there.
we could get a playlist of all the songs that have Ram in it.
Ram, yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
And then while everyone's on this, what's the handlebar thing?
What's it called? Handlebar tour. Did you say?
Yes,
You can get people to sign the petition.
Yeah.
Yes, yep.
People are like, what are you doing? Rams, mate. No, but who's the Rams?
That would be
let
cool.
Me give you a story about the Rams.
Yes. Yep. Bit of maybe we could try to get some media attention, but
Yeah.
I just thought with spring and summer coming up on a Friday night,
That'd be good, yeah.
cruising around Adelaide, it
Definitely.
would be nice and
Definitely.
bit of a social activity for our Jumbuck Army members.
Yeah.
I'll hit my contacts up in the media now that I've been on a few interviews. See if they're interested. But that'd be really cool. That's actually a good idea. Let us know if you're on the Jumbuck Army friend. If you want us to do that, we'll sort it out.
Should put a poll up.
Yep.
A poll. We can do a poll.
On the
We can.
Yeah.
Yep. So let us know about what activities you want to see. Definitely sign the petition and whether you think about becoming an incorporated association is a good idea. Right.
100%. That'd be great.
And now we're going to go to a break and we'll be right back and we'll come back and talk about the Australian-New Zealand Pacific Championships that has just been announced. We're back on the Rampage League podcast with Simon, Shay and Darren. And just been launched an event that will take place after the NRL season.
Yeah, the Pacific Championships Australia are going to be featured. New Zealand, Samoa, Tonga,
Papua New Guinea, Cook Islands. I think that's all.
Fiji.
And
Yes.
Fiji.
So that's going to be good. I'm hoping that all the NRL stars are going to play. Obviously, end of the season, they should, unless they want to go on their trip
Mad
to
Monday.
Bali, go to Vegas somewhere. So Australia, New Zealand, Tonga, Samoa in Pool A, and PNG, Fiji, and Cook Islands Pool B. Week 1 is October the 14th and 15th. It's the men's and women's, which is great. Australia play Samoa and Australia play New Zealand first
That's
week.
going to be crazy, that
So
game.
Australia, New Zealand is the women, and Australia, Samoa is the men. Australia, Samoa, I think it'll be if it's the squads that I'm expected, it'll be a great game. Samoa always kind of turn up against Australia. And
They have a lot of passion
they're-
for their country.
it's good to see that they're getting better every year. But more players in NRL, and also the men play PNG and the Cook Islands. PNG have some decent players. It's the Storm.
Olam.
Olam.
Justin Olam.
Xavier Coates.
Yeah.
A few, and then the Samoa play Fiji and the women's. That's both the games at Port Moresby. So PNG
Expanding the game.
getting some games. It'll be packed there. Everyone will be watching that, so that'd be good for them. But Port Moresby is not the greatest place to watch football. But it's going to be good.
It's
for
good
them.
experience for them.
Yeah, and that obviously, if it's successful, they'll be brought back into the conversation about getting their own team. So we'll see how that goes. We want Adelaide back. Anyway, week 2. is the 21st and 22nd October. New Zealand play Samoa in the men's. New Zealand play Tonga in the women's, and that's at Eden Park in Auckland, New Zealand. And then Fiji play Cook Islands in men, and PNG play Cook Islands in the women's, and that's
Port Moresby again.
So they're gonna be going off there every
Oh,
weekend.
they're going to have a good time in Auckland too. They always get big crowds for those big games.
Eden Park is a great game.
Be a good atmosphere.
Great ground. Week 3 is 28th and 29th of October, and that's Australia, New Zealand, both men and women, and that's at Amy Park in Melbourne. Interesting to see how many people they get. Guessing it'll be sold out, but Melbourne can be a bit iffy. So, and then PNG play Fiji in the men's, and that's at Moresby again. So they get 3 weeks in a row with rugby league. They're going to be going crazy.
Yeah.
I reckon after that, everyone will be like, they're team.
Oh, they're very passionate about their football.
I remember going to PNG and watching them play ball in the parks there, and their little ovals that are like not mowed, like the grass is 5 foot tall, and they're playing with a Coke can full of sand because they haven't got a footy. I gave one of the kids a footy before I left PNG in 2017. Yeah. So they love it. They'll play with anything. Doesn't have to be a footy. So they're really passionate. And then the week 4, it will be the final. So the final of the men's and the women's, and that is
Hamilton,
New Zealand. And then the playoff for the final of Pool A, and then it's the final for Pool B.
Oh.
And that's at Moresby. So interesting kind of how they're going to work that. So it says the final of the men's Pacific Bowl tournament, and that is Pool B. So
are they 2 separate tournaments then?
So I'm guessing, so the Pool A is the Pacific Cup tournament, and then Pool B is the Pacific Bowl tournament. So I'm guessing that's the lesser nations, because you look at both pools.
Yeah.
The second pool is pretty weak. It's
PNG,
PNG, Cook Islands, and Fiji, and the Pool A looks pretty strong.
Makes sense now.
Yeah, so
okay.
Read that. It makes more sense. But PNG look like they're getting smashed, so they're going to love it. And,
That's really cool.
Something to look forward to after the Warriors.
When we're all when the mighty Panthers get their 3-peat. When we're all suffering withdrawals, waiting for the season to start, we'll have this to watch before.
Watching replays of the season on Fox Sports. But so that's it for that. When I come back for a break, and we'll talk about some of my big talking points from round 25 of the NRL Premiership. Be right back.
And yes, you're listening to the Rampage League podcast. We're back from our break with Simon, Shea and Darren. It's time to talking points from this week in the NRL. Simon.
Yes, so I think the big talking point is, I feel, the Ruben Garrick tackle against the Warriors.
As DCE and the Sea Eagles look to clinch a late lead, Ruben Garrick came off second best after a rampaging charge down from Chance Nickel-Cookstad.
He's dangerous, but it's called a lost ball right now. It's great work there from Chance Nickel-Cookstad. Oh, jeez. So the bouncing ball, you're allowed to tackle a player mid-air, but was that dangerous? Was that dangerous? Will that be deemed dangerous, but is it illegal? Well, will it be deemed dangerous?
The contact deemed legal from match officials.
Everyone would have seen it by now. It's been played 1,000 times. If you haven't seen it, I'll give you a rundown what happened. So it was, last 10 minutes of the game. Warriors, Sea Eagles. Cherry Evans gone for a field goal to break the deadlock to probably win the game. Got charged down. Ball bounced. Ruben Garrick caught the ball midair and got his legs taken from underneath him. The rules of the game say that's not a penalty because he's in the air. It's not getting lifted or anything. But he was put in a dangerous position, and it came out that he has a broken back from that. And it wasn't even a penalty.
No.
I've heard a lot of people say it's not a penalty because it's not in the rules. Well, if it's not in the rules, it needs to be changed. You get sent to the bin for a hip drop, you high tackle in the bin, foul play in the bin. But if you're putting someone in a dangerous position and you don't get a penalty, that is a mistake. Yeah. That's something wrong.
They can't. It's like, as soon as I saw that on Friday, or was it Friday? Friday, I was like, that has to be at least 10 in the bin. Not even a penalty, as you said. But then, and I said to you, as soon as his back hit the ground, I was like, his back is going to be broken or is going to be pretty damaged from that from what happened, right? And I get that the Warriors probably didn't mean what happened, but how is it different from someone getting taken out in the air when they're going for a kick, going to take a kick, whatever, catch a ball and get taken out, to jumping off the ground when the ball bounces, but still getting taken out in midair? It doesn't make no sense.
Like they're saying that if they change the rules different ways, then everyone will just jump to not be tackled, so they can't get tackled in the air or try and loophole.
Well, what was he supposed to do?
All they've got to do is make the refs have more discretion for dangerous contact. If that was a penalty, no one would have said, "Oh, that's not a penalty," because it was a penalty. It was dangerous.
100%.
And these days, anything dangerous on the football field is not allowed. If he could have been in a wheelchair,
exactly,
it was serious.
He was very lucky
when he hit the ground and he dropped the ball. He didn't drop the ball because he was milking. He was in pain.
Exactly.
So NRL, they came out and they kind of said it wasn't a penalty.
Aren't they changing the rule now?
I think Van Landy's just talking about changing the rule. But it's funny because I'm pretty sure maybe I've seen a Magic round a few years ago and it happened to Tom Javojevic against Brisbane. Ball bounced and he jumped and he got injured and it wasn't a penalty and everyone kind of forgot about it. But it's happened a couple of times and... are we going to wait for someone to get seriously injured? Broken back's pretty bad, but are we going to wait for someone to be really badly injured before something's done? It's a duty of care.
They can give penalties for just a little slap on the face, but they can't give a penalty for someone that breaks his back.
So Latrell Mitchell, when he elbowed old mate in the back, he got 10 them in for that. Maybe could have been
just
not
a
penalty, but at least he got a penalty. Where he got landed on his back and didn't even get a penalty for that.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of cost Manly their season after they lost to Penrith after that circumstances with the knock-on. That would have, if that was a penalty, they'll be up 24-22 with 5 minutes left. They win that game, they've still got a chance to make the finals. No penalty, Manly don't make the finals. Ruben Garrick's in doubt because he's got a broken back. He probably won't play. That's ruined our season, or our Manly season.
I don't think that's the only thing that's ruined your season.
No, but little things like that.
Yeah.
At the back end when you're fighting for a top 8 spot.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that should have been a penalty, but it wasn't given. Yeah. I think Andy Seabold went off at the press conference, which is good because he's been real quiet. He does kind of just
he's not very feisty, but then...
it was good that he had some balls about it to get behind his players because if anyone hasn't seen that tackle, make sure you check on YouTube that tackle, Ruben Garrick tackle, because it was terrible.
Yeah.
And to not get a penalty.
Yeah.
Not right. Not
ridiculous.
Right. Okay, we'll move on for that. So, another talking point. So we'll talk about our game of the week. I'll go first, and then Shay can give me the game of the week. My game of the week was the Tigers game. It wasn't the greatest game ever. But it was close, which is always good. And I think Apri Carousel, the short kickoff, got the ball back, got the penalty, kicked it from the sideline, hit the crossbar. It was entertaining. And anyone who was any Tigers fans or anyone who just kind of feels bad for Tigers, you always kind of when they were getting close and then they were behind by a point and then they got the field goal. It was kind of like a proud moment for the Tigers, and it was Benji's apparent first game of coach, but I think he's been coaching all years, as I said before. So that was my game of the week. Shay, do you have a game of the week?
Well, you just stole mine. I was going to say the Tigers as well, Tigers Dolphins, mainly because of Appy. And because I love Appy. But I too like close games, and I think I tipped the Dolphins in that game, but I was happy the Tigers won.
I tipped the Tigers just because of the Dolphins' injuries. I had a late change because I was like, I've seen Hammer was out, had a couple more out, and I was like, it's one of those 50-50 kind of calls. You could have picked either one, but we talked about that in the review. So we'll go on with the play of the week. I'll go first. My play of the week was Appy Coruscant again. The kick from the sideline that hit the crossbar. I was watching it off the boot. I'm like, that's short. It's gonna make it, and then it just hit it and went over. So that was my play of the week. Shay, do you have a play of the week? Appy as well.
Yeah. Stop copying me.
That's why I go first. So it seems like that you're copying me.
Well, I'm not. Well, I could also say it's not just one play, but we're gonna go to that next. Never mind. You can cut that out. I was gonna say play. I was gonna say Dill, but
all right, we'll move on to the player of the week. So my player of the week was Kalen Ponga. I would have said Appy Coruscant, but I can't do him for everything. So I've said he's done everything. I think he's just been playing great since he's been back to fullback. So my player of the week, Shay.
Yes. So my player of the week is Dylan Edwards. Usually is every single week because I just think he's amazing. I think he's still underrated, and I still think he's the best fullback in the game. Hands down, there's no one close. And Ponga and Walsh are good, but Dylan, no one worked as hard as him. He ran over 300 metres again this week.
Yeah, Dylan Edwards,
and he scored 2 tries.
He's a different kind of fullback to Ponga and Reece Walsh. He does all the tough carries out of the half.
He's got balls.
He's always there in support. He's always around. I think he's definitely still underrated as a fullback out because they always hear the names Ponga, Teddy, and
Latrell
and Reece Walsh. They kind of get named by the media where you don't Dylan Edwards, and he does a lot of like post-contact meet. He's always up. He always has tackle busts. He's always there doing the tough things, and he kind of obviously gets overshadowed by the rest of the Panthers team because he's got a team full of champions. But yeah, I think he's a great player.
He's also very humble. He doesn't make a big deal of anything.
He never
goes out and does his job.
And he's in
And
trouble. Like he's a good bloke.
2021 played the grand final with a broken foot. Played from round 13 in 2021 to win the grand final with a broken foot. You tell me how tough he is. He's a tough player.
Yeah, he's a good player too.
Amazing.
Player of the week. Okay, so we're going to the grub of the week. I always say I don't like South. I don't like Parramatta. My grub of the week usually is Cody Walker, but Cody Walker, I think the last couple of months is toned down. He's been a grub, so it's not Cody Walker for me. Mine is Latrell Mitchell for that elbow to the head of Tyson Frizzell. Shay, who is your grub of the week?
Every week it's Latrell Mitchell.
Latrell Mitchell.
Let me ever talk about Latrell Mitchell. Sorry to all the Latrell Mitchell lovers out there. I can't stand the bloke. When he played for the Roosters, when he first came onto the scene, I absolutely loved the crap out of him. But now, cannot everywhere, ever since he's gone to Souths, cannot stand him. He's just lazy, fat, overrated, and he's a grub. When things don't go his way, he just decides to go out and hurt people. And it's ridiculous. And he always gets away with crap. I mean, he's suspended, but everyone's saying he shouldn't have got suspended for that elbow. Maybe not, but he deserves what he gets, and he needs to do better.
The media love him. Fox Sports, Channel 9, they just love Latrell Mitchell.
Yes.
It was good to see on NRL 360. Was that last night before? They kind of bagged him.
Yeah,
on the
weekend, was really good.
They
did the spotlight. They had the spotlight, and he was standing at the back doing nothing.
So he gets paid 800,000.
I don't know.
So maybe $1 million. I don't know. He's on a lot of money, and it was a big game for South. And yeah, he was just standing around, missed a kick from right in front, goal kick. He just didn't look interested, and that's a big game against his former club.
Mm-hmm.
He should have showed up. Like he's on the money. He's apparently their best player. But I always watch Latrell Mitchell in the background of games, and I watch what he does because I'm like, he's at the back doing nothing. He'll be walking up, everyone's ahead of the game, and he's just walking there, just doing nothing. And then he'll come up at the last minute, throw a pass out to the wing, and they score in the corner.
And it's
Latrell Mitchell done all this. I'm like, he did
nothing.
Like he's there for when he wants to be there. But as you said, Dylan Edwards, Dylan's always running up, like in support. He's always bring the ball back.
Mm-hmm.
He's never a grub.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously other fullbacks who do the same thing, but Latrell, he seems to do the easy work and then have the flashy plays, like, and then we kick a goal and he'll point to the crowd, like, look at me, I'm Latrell Mitchell. Mate, you're a football player, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not curing cancer. You're not like a policeman or
not defending our country.
Like, you're a football player, mate. Okay, stay in your lane, play football, and entertain us, and don't be a grub.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought. Darren, you got anything to add about Latrell Mitchell? I'm interested.
No.
Nothing.
Well, I think I'd have to agree with yourself and Shay, and from what I've seen, I agree. Why do club keep him?
I think the reason they keep Latrell Mitchell there is because
he's the face of rugby league.
He's a face. Everyone
all the kids love him.
They love him, the kids, which is fair enough. They can love him, but I think he's just he could do so much more.
Mm-hmm.
He's just lazy. Fox Sports love him. Channel 9 love him.
But some of his teammates, I don't know if it's true. I've just seen what's been said on Facebook. But there's been rumours about people not liking him at training and stuff now. They're turning their back on him because of how he is and how lazy he is. Like Cody Walker, I've heard they're not getting on very well. Who's the other bloke? Cameron Murray. And now Jack White, and there was a thing that he might be back flipping from going to South next year. But he was best friends with Latrell. So what's going on there?
Is he just think he's too big for him now? Because he thinks he's all that. Because like Latrell getting all this media attention from Fox, does he just think he's too big?
Because I didn't think he was that bad a bloke when he played for the Roosters. Yeah. I never really saw the crap that he does now when he played for the Roosters.
Last year before when he took out Jerry Marnie on fractures?
Yeah, was it last year, the year before?
It seems like it's good.
Anyway,
might be.
Doesn't matter.
And then he scored a try and he threw the ball and stood over him. Like, no need for that. Especially when there's kids watching. All right.
Exactly.
You're still a role model.
Exactly.
Right?
And he could be if he's in the centres, everyone's saying he should be in the centres.
Yeah.
If he was in the centres and he was as good as he was with the Roosters, he would be almost as good as GI, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because he's a builder. He would have been good.
He could be the best player in the league if he wanted to be, but I don't think he wants to be. He'd rather go out and watch country music and have
and have a beer on stage with Luke Combs, and that's okay. You can do that. But how come it was such a big thing? Like, imagine if Jerome Luai did that. If Jerome Luai went and had a beer on stage with Luke Combs,
that'd be all over.
The whole world would be ending because it was a Panther and it was Romy on stage. Sorry, everyone, but I get my back up with all the media
Panthers.
that pick on my Jerome Luai.
Latrell Mitchell, I don't like him as a player. I never met him as a person. He could be a great person, but I just feel like he's just lazy. And he's my grub of the week
Me
every
too.
week, pretty much, until he
Me too.
changes.
Yeah.
It was a good round last round. Looking forward to the finals coming up. If your team's not in the finals, I wonder who you'd be supporting. I wonder how many people will be going for Penrith through the three-peat.
Get on the bandwagon, everyone.
Three-peat.
It's going to be a three-peat.
It doesn't happen often. I don't know when the last three-peat was, but they definitely deserve it. I think the Warriors, I'm hoping they make the grand final.
Yeah, I hope it's a Panthers Warriors, but I think it'll be a Panthers Storm. I just think because Panthers, out of the top four, Panthers and Storm have the most experience.
Yeah. They have good big game experience.
Might be a Warriors Broncos next year. I don't know. But we've got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, once the finals start, it's going to be a different kind of.
That's what I keep saying.
Yes, you've said it to me every night.
Yes.
But yeah, I hope the Broncos go well.
No.
I don't
I do for Pop.
Yeah, Pop. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, when the final starts, it's a different comp. They have an off game, and you're kind of gone. Their top four really have a chance. I don't think the Sharks, Raiders.
They're making up numbers.
Raiders,
Newcastle,
Cowboys if they make it. Roosters, they make it.
Souths
if they make it. No, I don't think they've got a chance. It's just top four.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to go on with the preview for the NRL last week and this week. Okay, we'll start off with the NRL review from last round, round 25. On Thursday night, the Sharks played the Cowboys up in Townsville. The Sharks winning 32-12. Cowboys have been pretty disappointing the last kind of month, really, after they flogged the Tigers 74-0. Darren, do you have any thoughts on the Thursday night game?
Just looking at the scores on NRL.com, it's definitely a pretty one-sided games, 40-12.
The last few weeks they've been terrible.
I feel like Nico Hines was pretty good though.
Nico Hines, he's like the only player really.
He is back because he had not very much confidence after Origin.
Yeah, after getting sacked from Origin, you kind of he would have been.
I think he's back. Well, he's getting there. I think.
He is the key, I think, to the Sharks making the top four.
Still think they'll trade.
They do every year. We'll go to the most important game of the round, which is Friday night, and that was the Warriors versus Manly Sea Eagles. The Warriors, I thought they'd destroy Manly, to be fair. They've got more to play for. Manly really had to win that game, and they lost 29-22. And we had obviously a bad finish with Rugby Garrick and the no penalty. It's really good to see the Warriors going well and getting big crowds in New Zealand, which is great to see because obviously New Zealand is a mad union state, so it's good to see. I say state, yeah, great to see plenty of league fans in New Zealand. And that guy, is it the Joker? You see the Joker always at the home games wearing his Joker makeup. I love that. I love that guy. I'd love to meet him. Okay, so moving on to Saturday, the Eels played the Roosters. I thought this would be a close game because they're both kind of just outside the 8. It wasn't as close as I expected. It was 34-12. It's always good to see the Parramatta Eels get beaten.
As a Panthers fan, I love seeing the Parramatta Eels get beaten. And I hate both teams, but I love seeing Parramatta lose more.
Okay, on Friday, the late game, we had the Roosters play Parramatta. I was expecting this to be a closer game, considering both teams are really trying to get into that top 8. The Roosters win 34-12. Hold the ball. What was your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, look, this game here, I tipped the Eels, and unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be for them. I'll say that the Roosters are sort of coming strong in the latter end of the season. The likes of Tedesco, obviously Soili, who seems to be a talking point for the Roosters, but I just thought that their attack was clinical. As for the Eels, well, obviously they don't really have the firepower anymore, but as Brad Arthur sort of alluded to as well, they're sort of probably not the same team anymore with their injuries. But in saying that, I think we're sort of seeing something unravel here, and I don't think we'll see much of the Eels sort of doing well next year either, not to go there, but that's just my summation of the game.
Oh, that's a shame. I can't wait to see him go bad next year too.
Yeah, I definitely think their premiership window is closing. It's a big out there, Mitchell Moses. Fractured cheekbone. How sad,
tear.
Could have played on. Anyway, we'll go on to my favourite game of the week. This was the Saturday game at CommBank, and it was the Tigers versus the Dolphins. It could have went either way. I was really happy for Api Coruscant. I think if they didn't have him that game, they get beaten easy. He was the player of the round. I really thought he could done well. He was goal. He didn't didn't use to goal kick. So, like, he was hitting from the sideline and a short kick off. And
I think he was surprised that he got that.
Yeah.
That was such a good kick.
It hit the crossbar, went over. I was
yeah. He was lucky, though.
I'm hoping,
Just a little bit lucky.
I'm hoping that they don't get the wooden spoon. I hope the Dragons get that. Sorry, Dragons fans. But I've got a soft spot for the Tigers, and we'll obviously talk about them later on in the podcast. Hold the ball. What's your thoughts on the Dolphins versus Tigers game?
Yeah, look, I actually tipped the Tigers to win this one here. I thought it was a very scrappy game, but at the same time as well, obviously both teams just wanted to prove a point. I do sort of feel sorry for the Dolphins, not really, but they're sort of just falling off just a little bit, and I think the lack of depth there is showing. But yeah, good little arm wrestle there, and I'm happy Goroisau got the kick in.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Got a big soft spot for Appy.
Yeah.
He'll always be a Panther to me.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's going well.
He'll always be a Seagull to me. So
stop it.
Okay, so the next game was a real close game at Superbus Stadium in the Gold Coast. What I got? Superbus. Seabus Super Stadium. The Titans versus the Panthers. It was 40 points to 14. I think the Panthers were off for the first half, and it was looking like would have been a close game.
But that was the second week, or maybe more in a row, that we've been scrappy. And then Ivan must have got up in the half time, and then they've come out and decided to play good in the last 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I was saying this to you off air. I think the Panthers, they're not going to show their true hand coming into the finals. They know they've got a top four, so they're going to just play the style football they've been playing without showing anything for the finals, because they want to hold back, obviously, all their plays for the final series.
But they had Kenny out.
Yeah.
They had Biz rested. Yep. So Kenny, Biz rested. Who else? There was someone else.
Sorensen.
Yeah, Scotty Sorensen's out. Tago was out. They're 4 players.
Yeah.
Out, and they still can win like that. That's pretty good.
Well, the Titans had a few players out too.
I don't care.
You don't care. They didn't have their halves, Boyd or.
We still would have beaten them.
What's the other half? Kieran Foran. So yeah. What was your thoughts? Hold the ball on the Panthers game.
Yeah, look, if I can just chime in regarding the Panthers. Yeah, that's right. Like, I agree. Obviously, the Panthers are still sort of, well, how do I say this? Cleary's been out for quite some time. Obviously, he's just recently got back. And obviously, pairing with the halves, it's still going to be a bit of a work in progress, I think. And I agree as well when you said they're not really showing their full deck yet. I reckon they're saving for the finals. But in saying that, though, in context, considering they had some big outs, it's still a really impressive win. Very 100%. Impressive win over the Titans.
I like you.
I think the Panthers' defense is it's going to win the premiership. If they win it, it'll be defense, because
it's not if.
When they win the premiership, I'm sorry. Okay, so the next game was the Storm Dragons, 38-18. I didn't really watch much of this game, to be honest. It wasn't kind of I watched it, but I wasn't really getting into it. It was a bit of a boring game for me. Will Warbrick, he scored a hat trick. He's come over from Sevens, and he played in the Olympics. He's one of my kind of favourite Storm players. I think the Dragons, that they're obviously looking towards next year already. I feel sorry for Dragons fans. I don't really see any hope in the future. They've got Shane Flanagan coming, but here they're trying to get Wally from the Roosters.
Isn't he going to Union?
Yeah, he's going, but he's got another year before he goes. And they might. Pangai Jr. They're going to try and get him to.
He doesn't want to play.
He didn't like playing rugby league. He said he got forced to. Hold the ball. What's your thoughts on this game, the Storm Dragons?
Well, I'm actually quite surprised the Dragons did score that much. To be fair, it seemed like the Storm's defense was a bit loose considering how they've been the last couple of weeks. Well, yeah, look, overall, I suppose the Storm class was going to shine, and it's exactly what it did there. I didn't mind Ben Hunt playing. I thought he was all right. Moses Sully as well. But overall, like you said, the likes of Warbrick, Gatoa, Hughes and all, just the usual cast there for the Storm. Too good at the end of the day.
100%. Moses Sully, I love that guy. Former Manly player. I wish he never left. It's funny because he didn't want to leave Manly, so he's got told he's going to the Dragons a couple of years ago.
Ex-Panther Billy Burns got a double too for the Dragons.
Yeah. I think there's many ex-Panthers around the league. Everyone's got a Panthers player somewhere in their team. Okay, the Sunday game. I enjoyed this game a lot. It was the Roosters. Roosters. It was the Rabbitohs first Knights and Newcastle. I thought they played really good, and it was good to see. I don't like South. That's not my team. That South's kind of struggled, and they've been struggling for the last month. Yeah, 29 points to 10. Kalen Ponga moving back to fullback for the Knights has been huge. They should have never put him into the halves. He's a great fullback, a great Queenslander. What do you reckon, Shay? What's your thoughts on that game?
Well, I'm not a Ponga fan.
You're not.
I'm not, but I do love him when he plays for Queensland. Yeah. I'm just not He's a good player, but he's not one of my faves. That's my opinion, but he is playing good.
Playing good.
Yeah.
Hold the ball. Did you watch this game on Sunday?
Yeah, I did. Sounds like there's a few Queensland fans there, right?
Queensland born and bred, yes.
There you go. Go the Blues. No.
Oh, well, now we can't be friends.
I took the Rabbitohs in this game. I just thought they would bring some muscle, and they didn't. They got outclassed, and I mean, gee whiz, as the game sort of went on, it was just, how do I say this? The Rabbitohs showed basically almost no effort. They just didn't care. They wanted the game to finish, and it's quite disappointing considering how powerful they've been the last couple of years. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but kudos to the Knights and Ponga. Good to see him play some good footy.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
well.
South, South, I think there's a lot of things going on behind closed doors.
Yes.
And
speaking of no heart, I'm going to say Latrell Mitchell was crap. Can I say crap?
Yeah, you just did.
Yeah, he was crap.
I think the amount of money he's on, and it's a big game before finals. They need to win to make the 8, and he was nowhere. But he was. If you watched NRL 360, they had a little piece on him, and he just kind of was walking around the back, missed a kick from right in front. He just didn't look like he wanted to be there. Did something happen at training like a couple of days before?
Between Cody Walker, apparently him and Cody Walker, apparently that's what
they're meant to be
I've
best
heard.
mates, like so.
I don't know. And then Jack Whiten. Oh, sorry, that's something else. But anyway,
he might backflip. So maybe what's the next news next week? Latrell Mitchell wants to go to a release or something. Imagine that. That'd be funny. Anyway, the last game of the round was in lovely Canberra. The Raiders versus the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs scored 24 points, but the Raiders always had that game kind of in the bag. They didn't have Jack Whiten, so yeah, I think Jordan Rapana, he was amazing for that game. He's been really good for me. I know he likes to lean with his knees in most tackles, but he's a great player. Hold the ball. What's your thought on this game?
Yeah, look, I suppose what he's doing. I mean, well, they win the game, but they leaked in so many tries, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Watching the game for me, I wasn't too interested in it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Watching it, Rapana had a good run. Even for the Bulldogs, I mean, Liam Knight, I guess Max King kick out on the odd occasion, but just not really anything happening for him. So I don't know. Good one for the Raiders, but in my opinion, if they make the 8,
yeah, the Raiders, their for and against is terrible. Like they should have won that game by a lot more, and they kind of they either win by like a little bit or lose by heaps. So like if the Raiders, if they're going to go well in September, they're going to have to work on that defense because they let him.
Defense wins premierships.
They let him way too many points up the milk anyway. No. So we'll go on to the preview for round 26 tomorrow night, Thursday. Panthers Parramatta at Bluebet Stadium. The team's pretty much similar as last week.
Yeah.
The Panthers still resting a few players.
I don't know whether we're resting or if there's injuries. I don't know because they haven't said really much about Kenny or Scotty. So Tago was supposed to be back weeks ago and he's still not back. So I don't know what's going on with that.
But they've still got a strong team.
But yeah, definitely.
So Shay, who is your tip for Thursday night?
Was that a stupid question?
Okay, so you going Panthers?
Of course.
By 13 plus, I'm guessing?
13 plus, definitely.
Hold the ball. What's your tip for Thursday night?
Oh, look, Panthers 13 plus with their eyes closed, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to say, Panthers will do this easily, and I'll be loving every minute of it, watching Parramatta get flogged.
Me too.
I think the only chance of Parramatta scoring tries will be old Clint Gutherson at the back. I don't really see any of the strike power on their team, to be fair. He does everything, and if he doesn't play any good, then they'll get beaten 50-0. We'll go to Friday game, the early game in Auckland, and it's the Warriors versus the Dragons. Shay, your tip?
Warriors.
Hold the ball.
I'm tipping Warriors, but I want to go 6-12, like 12-6.
Yeah.
I really look. The Dragons, no matter every time we verse them, I always just get nervous because they've had some really heartbreaking wins over us. Yeah. I'm a bit nervous for this game, but I'm going to trust the boys and get it done.
Yeah, I'm going to go Warriors as well, but I'm going to go Golden Point.
Oh.
Sean Johnson is going to kick a Golden Point because I think the Dragons will be up. They usually play good against the Warriors. The late game is at Suncorp Stadium. That's the Dolphins versus the Cowboys.
Queensland Derby.
Yeah, the Cowboys, they were good like last month, and they're playing great. And then they've kind of just hit the wall a bit. I think Valentine's home, when he got suspended, maybe it's a coincidence, but I feel like when he got suspended, they started to drop their ball. So who's your tip, Shay?
Cows by 6.
6. Hold the ball.
You know what? The Dolphins haven't been playing well. I suppose conversely, the Cowboys haven't, but I think this is going to be that game where the Dolphins pull something out of the bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be that Queensland derby, and I love Queensland derbies, even more so now, 4 teams.
Yeah.
But I reckon the Dolphins get it done. 6-12, especially with the Hammer back.
Yeah,
he's back.
He's a big hit.
That's a big inclusion.
I'm going to say, it's going to be a close one. definitely love to watch this game. I'll be watching it. I think the Cowboys will win, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Dolphins wins. I'm going to go Cows by 2, and I'm going to say, who's their halfback? Chad Townsend?
Yeah.
I think he'll be player of the match. He's big head. He'll do something. Okay, Saturday, early game. This is going to be a good one. So Melbourne Storm versus the Titans at Amy Park. Shay?
I'm tipping an upset. I'm going to go Titans.
Titans?
Yep. Ooh. Titans. I know it's at home against the Storm, but I don't know. I like the Titans, so I'm going for them.
Okay. Hold the ball. What do you reckon?
Yeah, look, I'll be going the way of the Storm, 13+.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game if Ryan Pappenhausen comes back, because he's been named on extended bench. I'm really keen to see him play. Either way, with him out or in, I think Storm by 13+. They're going to ramp themselves up for the finals. They've got all their stars back. My favourite Storm player, is he playing? Yep, Nelson. Solomona.
He's a beast.
Yep.
He is a beast. I would just love to I don't know, give him a hug. He's a great guy. He is huge. So, yeah, I think the Storm will win that. Then
Can I change my mind? I'm going to go for the Storm now.
What about Tino, your boyfriend?
Oh, my boyfriend, Tino. No, Titans, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. The 5 o'clock game is the Roosters Tigers at Allianz. Shay, your tip?
Tigers.
Tigers?
Yep.
I'm going to go Tigers too.
Yeah.
I think Appy, he's leading that team. I think he'll. What do you reckon? Hold the ball. Who are you going for? This one.
Look, I think the Roosters are sort of, how do I say this? I think they're revving up. Yeah.
I think so
especially
too.
in the later end. I think they'll win this, in my opinion. I reckon 6-12. Be kind to the Tigers. You know, Tigers should take some momentum off that win, but I reckon the Roosters should get the job done.
100%. I'm dipping with my heart there. I just want to see the Tigers do well.
Yeah.
I know. I always tip with my heart. That's why I'm last in our tipping comp. If I tip with my head, I'd be first.
You definitely would. Okay. The next game is the Broncos Raiders in Canberra. Guessing it'll be cold there as always. Who do you reckon, Shay?
Raiders, because I hate the Broncos.
Okay. Tipping with your heart again.
Of course.
Hold the ball. Who do you think?
You know, obviously last time these two teams met, the Raiders caused an upset.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, a cold night over in Canberra. I think this might be my sort of upset win, in my opinion.
Yep.
I reckon I might tip the Raiders to win this here by 6 points.
Yep, I'm agreeing. I'm going to go Raiders as well, just because Adam Reynolds is not playing. I think he's always a
big out.
And I think the Raiders at home, if they don't win this, they might as well just.
Is that their last home game for Jared too? Jared Coker?
It is, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Is he playing?
I don't know.
He's playing. Yep, he's playing. So it'd be big for them to have hopefully a big crowd.
Is it their last home game?
Yep, you got it there.
Hang on.
Hold on a sec, she's going to check. Yeah, so hopefully they win for... Jack White's on the extended bench too, which will be a big late in if he plays.
Yeah, it's their last home game.
Last home game. So the Raiders, hopefully, rock up. Sunday, 1:30 games, the Bulldogs, Sea Eagles. Sea Eagles should win this. But saying that, Ruben Garrick's out, so Bulldogs could surprise us there. Who do you reckon, Shay?
Manly.
Manly?
Because my husband goes for them.
How do you reckon? Hold the ball?
Yeah, I'm going to be tipping Manly as well. Manly definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to tip Manly as well by 13+. Hopefully, it's interesting to see that Josh Schultz's been admitted from the team after...
He's overrated.
He last year he played good in the second row, and then he kind of moved to 5'8" this year, and he's been pretty bad. Like last week, he didn't even have any run meters, nothing. So I think he needs to go back to reserve grade. I think his head's too big for him at the moment.
I think so too.
What do you reckon? What do you think about Josh Schultz to hold the ball?
Yeah, look, I think that's very interesting. I mean, with all due respect, I just want to see what the club see in him. I just want to know what they see in him. I mean, the talent is there. Absolutely, I'm not going to take that away. But in terms of what he's shown on field, it's questionable. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, what I've heard from other Manly Facebook pages is he's just a lazy kind of player. He wants all the rewards and do all the fancy stuff without doing the hard work. And he missed the World Cup at the start of the year to work on his fitness, and then I think he was injured for a while for a calf strain or something. But since then he hasn't he's there for a little bit and then he goes missing for like half the game. So it'd be interesting to see if they're going to leave him like in the second row for next year, or if he's going to be a reserve grade player for $800,000 a year. It's going to be interesting. I feel sorry for Manly paying that much for him, but time will tell. The last game of the round is the Knights Sharks. I think this will be a great game. Knights obviously doing well. The Sharks, you said before, Joe Hines has been great. What do you think, Shay?
Newcastle. I reckon Newcastle.
Hold the ball. Who do you reckon?
I think the Sharks will ruin that great run that the Knights have been on.
Yeah.
Again, obviously, both teams here have a lot to play for in the context of the top 8. Yeah, but I think the Sharks will do the job and win by, I reckon, by 6-12.
6-12. Only reason I'd say Newcastle is it's a home for them. Newcastle always, I think they play a lot better at home. So I think Newcastle by 2. I think Kalen Ponga in 77 minutes will score in the corner in the game for him. That is it, because Souths have the bye. We'll go on with our grand final predictions. You're still there, aren't you?
All right. Yes, I am.
So we'll get your prediction as well. So we'll go, Shay, who is your grand final prediction?
I reckon the Mighty Panthers versus either the Warriors or the Storm. And I reckon the Panthers get the 3-peat. I'm not just saying that. I just really think that we will.
Hold the ball. Who do you reckon grand final prediction?
No, look, I've got to agree because I actually do have Panthers Warriors grand final. But yeah, I don't want to predict the outcome because I also have the sneaking suspicion that the Panthers might do a 3-peat. But in saying that, I would like to see the Warriors get in there and hopefully pull off a miracle.
Well, I hate getting beaten, but if you guys beat us, I won't be mad because I like the Warriors. I got a soft spot for your team, so it's okay.
No worries.
But no, you can't win this year. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go my grand final prediction. I'm gonna do something different here. I'm gonna go Broncos, Warriors, and the Warriors to win. So Sean Johnson get the Clive Churchill.
Yes.
DWZ has been playing great on the wing, so they've got some players. I'm going to say the Panthers choke week 1 of the finals.
I just got to let you know that Simon, the guy was just speaking, is my husband. So he is going to be divorced. We're getting a divorce if you say that again.
I need to get an Uber home. Yeah. Okay, we'll move on that. Darren, who do you think in your grand final prediction?
Well, I'm going to have to agree with Hold the Ball and Shay, but I'm going to go Panthers and Storm, and I think Panthers for the 3-peat.
3-peat Panthers. Beautiful. All right, we should probably go for a break there so we can let Hold the Ball go because he's a busy man. We've been on for 24 minutes. Is that cool? You're good?
Yeah. No worries. All good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it very much.
No, thank you very much.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Next week, yeah?
Yes.
we'll
do, definitely.
Beautiful.
See you guys.
Okay, bye.
Anyways, that brings us to the end of our podcast for today. Make sure you jump onto our social media, Instagram page, Bring Back the Adelaide Rams, Facebook page, Bring Back the Adelaide Rams, Jumbuck Army, sign the petition.
Buy some shirts.
Buy some shirts from Dead Set Stitch Up. They're great shirts. I've got a few of them now. I wear them most days.
I know.
Make sure you get on that washing and do it for me, Darren's got his shirts, so
I do. Yes.
So make sure you jump onto Dead Set Stitch Up and buy yourself a Ram shirt. The money doesn't go to us, so people keep asking me, so what are you doing with the money? We don't get the money. The money goes towards making more jerseys or making more merchandise, and it goes to Dead Set Stitch Up. So yeah, watch out too for our Rampage League podcast shirts coming soon. Bring back the Rams. Anything else from you, Darren?
No. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.
Thanks, Shay, for jumping in.
Yes, thank you very much. We look forward to having you again on soon.
Thank you. It's been fun.
This has been Rampage League Podcast, brought to you by Ozsports Radio.
Go the Rams. Adelaide to bring it out from their own line. And met by some very willing Auckland defence. Push back a couple of metres. Jared Walters just goes from dubbing half to pick up Darren Doherty. 25 metres out from his own line.
As now the Adelaide Rams make their way out onto Marathon Stadium for the first time.